guys, welcome to another FishEZ video. Today is a FishEZ Friday night. So we're going to start with the host FishEZ.
Thank you, and you are looking at the cameraman for tonight's episode, and we appreciate all the work. And here we are on a Friday night. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a very long day, and I have to say there was a lot of activity. We were so busy today doing things. Specifically, I was bagging fish, I was moving fish, I was picking up fish, I was dropping off fish. It was one of those days where there was all kinds of transactions going on. So I just walked in the door a few minutes ago, didn't even have a chance to create the live channel ahead of time. Hope everybody's having a great Friday night, and if it's as busy as mine, that's the way it is. Thank you very much for joining, and I wanted to say thank you so much for being members, and those who aren't even watching this on a replay, hit the thumbs up and be sure to leave your comments down below so that I can attend to those questions later. I always answer my questions, so that's the good thing.
And with me.
And we have a cameraman with us tonight, and yes, we appreciate that very much, and we're looking forward to seeing what that can do for the episode. So it looks like several people are joining us now. And what's the number we have?
15 views and 6 likes.
Wow, 15 views, 15 people already joined up.
And now it's raised up the like to 7.
Okay, we just had another thumbs up. Thank you so much for that. And we appreciate that very much. I wanted to show you some of the things that I just walked in the door, and I'm going to unbox the things that I brought over, because one of the things involved when you have two sites, I have a location where we grow out the fish and another location here where we do a lot of the breeding of the fish. And you know, that's just one of those things. So I wanted to point out, we have a bucket over here. Let's go over and check out what's in the bucket and start unboxing it, okay? It's like an unboxing, but there's no box. It's just a bucket full of goodies. So let's take a look, Mr. Cameraman.
I just saw a chat that says hello Mike and Mr. Z.
Mr. Z, okay, very good. So who was that from?
Red Laser.
Oh, Red Laser, thank you so much. I met Red Laser at the expo last year, and hopefully we'll go to the expo this year, and that would be nice. So maybe we'll see you again. Thank you,
and
Red
Laser just got a shout out by FishEZ.
A what?
A shout out.
A shout out. Oh, marvelous. Thank you so much for the shout out. That's awesome. And so what we're going to do tonight is take a look, first of all, and take care of the fish that just arrived. I'm going to walk over to the bucket. It's over here, so you may turn the camera over and show the bucket. Here it is. You see it's a bucket full of goodies. There's two, actually. There's this bucket that's closed. We got fish in there, and then we've got things in here. So you see...
Donnie Vapor is new to the channel.
Oh, great. Welcome to the channel. Tonight's a very special episode because we have Mr. Z doing the camera. Okay, I'm going to show you. First thing is I grabbed some eggs. These are eggs that were laid by an angelfish. So we have, if you can see the eggs, I don't know if you can really see them on there. You know what's best is, let me grab the flashlight. Yeah, okay. No, you hold the camera. And I'm going to show the flashlight. Can you see the eggs?
Oh.
See the eggs?
Shady Grady says, welcome to FishEZ membership.
Oh, great. That's awesome, Shady Grady. So you can see the eggs. They were just laid. Quite a few of them. These are from a black marble pair of angels. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this this batch right here. And first thing we did was remove them from the tank, and I put them in RO water just to make sure they don't calcify. So I'm going to then put some aeration in there, and that's kind of important to get them aerating. That just moves the water. We want the water to be moving in a good pace. Let's see if it's on. And open the valve. That might be a little hard to... There we go. Get some good flow. It keeps the circulation. You don't want the bubbles to hit the eggs. What you want is the bubbles to cause a circulation of water. There we go. If I put it in the corner like this, I'm probably best off. There we go. So this is going to create a circulatory amount of water, and then the eggs will hatch in 3 days from now. So I also need to prevent fungus, so I'm going to use my methylene blue. Only going to add I'm only going to add three or four drops. That's it. I don't want to overdo it in this case. So let's see, 3 or 4 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let me watch the degree of blue in this. You'll notice how blue the eggs are, and they're going to that'll prevent fungusing. And 3 days from now, just before they hatch, I'll probably change the water. It's very easy to change water. If they're not hatched, all I do is I pick up the plate and I put it into the other one.
There's a chat. Thanks for the email, Mike. I sent you one back with a breeding idea.
Oh, great. Okay, so that must have been Chris.
Yeah, that was
Stubbs Aquatics.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stubbs Aquatics is talking about some ideas on some breeding traps for the Aurelius barbs. And I sent an email. It was very interesting. Thanks for reminding me about that, because I discovered this week there was an article in one of the Indian newspapers about a river over in India that has the Aurelius barbs in it, and they're considered an endangered species there. So that's a nice thing about those who are actually able to reproduce these fish being in captivity, because if they are an endangered species, this prevents any problems, such as being specifically a problem with the fish going out of existence or becoming extinct, and that will prevent that for sure. So I'm anxious to see your ideas on your email. Next, I wanted to point out we have a couple other goodies in the bag.
Thank God.
What is wrong?
My arm sent to her
Oh,
with the
well, don't
camera.
hold it up. You're gonna have to be comfortable. Now, what do we have here? This is now these are angelfish also, but they hatched. So they hatched over at the other place, but I removed them and brought them over here so we can pay close attention to them. They're going to need some TLC. So the TLC that we're going to give these particular angelfish, these are, it turns out they're platinum. These guys, you can see them, I guess. You know,
It's hard.
it is. Well, watch what happens when I put a flashlight underneath it.
It comes visible.
Yeah, let's see. Can you see him now? There, you can just see him now.
Thanks for the update, man. Didn't know what happened.
Oh.
First class fish.
Yeah, look at. Thank you so much. And this is hatching. These are hatching. These are hatched out angels, but they're the platinums. So the platinum angels. At first, we thought that the batch was completely fungused over because there was a lot of white eggs, and there was still quite a few that hatched. So I think with platinum angels, you got to be careful. The eggs are white, and they do look like they're white, but if they're not fungus, they will still hatch, even though they may look whitish. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my plate. We're going to pour them out in the plate, and we're going to try to look at them
Without the water.
without so much water. What I want to do is get rid of the white. You see here, the white ones that are all fungused up, they didn't hatch. I got to remove those. I don't want those in the water, you see.
They spread.
Spreads the fungus. So how are we going to do that? Well, let's come over here. I get my glass plate, and what I'm going to do is just put them in here so I can view everything. This is a pretty good way of doing it, but I can't get too much water. This is too much water. Let me dump this out. Just go back to the sink area. It's a little tight in this 100 square foot fish room.
Go with the flow. Aquatics says, Mike, I've been able to breed a veil-tailed.
Veil-tailed what? Angels?
Palladium. I can't really see because the message disappeared. So the next time I can have a chance.
Okay. Veil-tailed. Now I'm going to pour them in here. Just going to make sure I get them all out.
I think here, a palladium. I got 12 to work with so far. That's what Richard Node says.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, Richard. I'm going to take a look at these. Let me show you what we have here in the glass plate. Now, if you focus in on the camera, you'll see if you can focus in on which ones are actual fry that are wigglers, and which ones are big
Oh, I
white
see
eggs.
one. I
You
see
see wigglers?
I see some of the
So I'm going to
angel
take
ones.
this. This is a eyedropper. I'm going to take the eyedropper and I'm just going to pick out the bad eggs. So what I do is I just come in here, make sure I got the egg. Oh, oh! Don't touch! Don't touch the plate. You're going to knock it off. There we go. Word to the cameraman. We almost had a disaster there.
There's a lot of rotten eggs.
Yeah, there are. That's why we didn't think there was going to be any, but look at that. So I'm taking the ones that look fuzzy. I'm going to keep taking them out.
Before the fungus
It's a lot
spread.
of work. It's a lot of work to do this. It's preferable when I use methylene blue and prevent the fungusing, but it is what it is. Sometimes that's what happens. Okay, you can see the wigglers. If you zoom into the wigglers, you can show some of the babies that are just hatched. They're looking good, but we're going to have to make sure that they're not messed up with the fungus eggs. So I'm going to do that. It may take me a little time, but it's you get pretty good at it. You know, you just kind of boom, 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 and you just kind of 1, 2, 3, squeeze 1, 2. You know, you just kind of go through. We can see quite a few. I would guesstimate there's at least 50 to 75 fry in this batch. Small batch because they could be in the hundreds, but a lot of eggs didn't hatch in this one, so we're going to let it go. We're going to go ahead and I'll finish that later, but that gives you an idea of how I do it. And I use this glass plate. Really, it's really nice to do that because the glass plate gives you a shallow amount of water, and I can pick it out. It's kind of hard in a little bucket trying to get to it, so I'm just going to leave them over here. I can sit down at my leisure and pick out the bad eggs. So that's what I'll do. It's a little painstaking, but it is what it is, right? Sometimes it's not so easy when we're breeding fish. It's not so easy when there's some labor involved. But this is FishEZ, so we try to look for the easiest way to handle things in this particular case. I've also noticed that it's easier to care for the fish if you don't let them hatch, but you keep them on the shall we say the slate or the place where they were laid, and then when they all hatched, many of the bad eggs will stick to the slate and you can just remove the slate. But in this case, what I did was there were some mixed in. I didn't want to lose any of the real fry, so I had to bite the bullet this time. Okay, finger's not over the camera, is it?
No.
Oh, I see this camera. Anyway, thank you very much for those comments and your comments. Let's see, go back to the bucket and see what else we brought over. There's some other things too, things to look at.
It's time for another opening of the bucket.
Yeah, we've got like another. Okay, what do we have here? This is okay. We have three. We have three German blue rams, and they're kind of dark right now. They've been in this container for a little while.
Sunny G says Micro has a helper.
Yes, Sunny G, thank you so much for joining tonight.
And realizing that.
Yes, and this helper is the fish room helper. And I don't know exactly where I'm going to put these exactly for now, but I think it might be suitable to put them in this tank. Now, I usually transport them rather than bags. I use these reusable tubbies, and there's a lid on it, so I'm just going to float the whole tubby, and we'll just put that in there so it can start acclimating the temperature.
And I think, Michael, we should find like a family that it's kind of related to them.
Oh, family?
Is there any fish that are related to them?
Yes, we have some German blues over here. That is a good point.
Mr. Z Be mindful of the microphone when was holding.
Oh, you're putting your fingers over the microphone?
No, I'm not.
And they can't hear us.
Okay, there.
Good.
I didn't realize that. Okay,
Oh,
now.
okay. I got something else we can try. This is what I normally do. Take the camera,
Yeah.
put it in there, split the lens out so that it's over here. So this lens is over there.
So now.
Now you can hold it.
Oh.
Oh, no. Just hold this.
Yeah.
Don't hold the camera.
There you go.
Is that easier?
Yes. So we
Can
just
you see?
yes, we just fixed the camera.
Okay.
So if you guys
It's like a camera holder.
if you guys had a little bit of motion, it was just the camera. Nothing bad happened.
Oh, okay. So now over here, let's take a look at this. This is a German blue ram right here. This is a female, and I've got a male that was put into this tank of females. Can you see her?
Yes.
Right.
Jeff Kane says perfect, Mr. Z.
Yes, Jeff Kane. He's always there for us. Thank you so much, Jeff. We're going to take those two males and a female and get some German blue ram breeding. We've got to get that underway. We're out of fry, and so that's one of the things we're going to do. Now, just so everybody sees how I'm doing it, this is a 10-gallon tank, and what you see in here are the apistogrammas. They're young, so I'm not too worried about them, but you can see some female German blues in the background and some female electric blue rams.
Somebody just said Mr. Z, like with Z-E-D.
Well, yeah, that's what they say here in Canada,
Yeah.
Mr. Z. So notice that the females are in this tank and they're getting fed up with Daphnia, live Daphnia. And in fact, I'm going to turn on the Daphnia tank. We have the light down below. The Daphnia are the live food.
Gotta hold this part.
Yeah. Can you see them? Once I turn the light on, they start getting active and go up to the top. Right now they're at the bottom. But you can see we have a live Daphnia tank that gives me all the food I need for conditioning the parents, breeders.
They're moving quick.
Yeah, pretty good. So back to this tank here to explain what we're doing. These fish will be conditioned up until, are you looking at the tank?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these fish will be conditioned up completely, totally fat, ready to go. And then I insert one male and I let him pick whichever female he wants.
Shady Grady said, "This is all our dreams that he ever won, I think, or his dad," and says, "If I had a son or a daughter, I'll have that job, I think."
Oh.
Shady
Okay.
Grady says so. So you're. I think you're. For me, I think I'm like lucky.
You are, yeah. It's true. What a job. Super job. So notice when the females are in condition, I insert one male, and I've got one male in there right now, and he's going to actually pick out the one female out of this entire tank that's ready. When I see that, when I see him pair off and say, "Oh, I'm ready to go," and "Are you ready to go?" and so then I'll take that pair and remove them and put them in their own tank. And usually they lay within a day or so. Yep. And then I'll take another male and put it in this tank just like that. So that's how I rotate and get pairs. The other choice, if I really feel like the female's ready, then I can just put her into a tank with the male. But typically, if she's not ready, it won't work out, and he'll just chase her, and it'll cause a lot of issues and a lot of stress on the female. So I don't like that.
So you put the males in there for them to breed more.
Right, so I put the males for them to pick which female, and then once I see the pair, I just pull them out, that pair, so that I know that both of them are ready. Okay, don't let the phone fall down. So the cameraman is doing the camera business, and what we have also is, let me see, what else is in the bucket? Did we get everything? Is there anything else? I think there might be some mops. Yeah, there's mops. I think
So
the mops. Let's go do the mops. Get those
It's-
out of the
It's
bucket.
mossing sweeping.
Yeah, these are mops. They were picked out of the tanks that have all the So you can take a look there, and if you can see them, they're just mops. They're only about 3 days with the adults, the spawning adults. So rather than sit there and pick out eggs, what I like to do is I just throw them into a tank. So I'm gonna just put them at this top tank for now. And tonight I'll take these mops and put them all together in this tank. And I think this one, which has already had mops in it for a while, has already a little fry. The only way to see the fry is to use a flashlight again.
And I can't barely see.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. You don't want to drop the camera, huh?
But I got it.
Yeah, so you look up from the bottom and you can see the fry along the surface of the water. But that's pretty packed in there. It needs some more water, Abby. Okay. Don't let it slide out.
it.
Okay. Now, the big surprise is we got one more breeding project. Let's take a look at what's in this bucket.
Ooh.
What do we got?
Those guys are quick.
Yeah.
Those guys are wild, like wild cards.
Yeah, anybody want to take a wild guess as to what fish those are?
Me.
Do you have any guessers?
Anybody has to guess 10, should we put 10 seconds?
10 seconds?
Yeah.
For a guess?
Oh,
Before I tell
Jeff Kane said a barb.
Yes, he's right. Of course, they're a barb. They're definitely
barb
not an
fish.
angelfish.
Because the angelfish is more different.
Let me see if I can catch one.
Shout out to you, Kane, Jeff Kane.
Okay,
for
ready?
getting that guess.
Let's take a look. Come on. What is that? What kind of barb? Anybody can see?
Is
See
it gonna
that?
dry out?
No, no, no.
Oh, it stay a little bit.
No, no, no. It's just looking at it for a second.
Thank you for asking all.
Yeah.
Kev.
Should have been able to figure out what that was. The pattern on the side is very, very distinct.
So it'll be a barb.
It's a barb. And which kind of barb is this? So now, what we're going to do is we're going to pick out the females.
I gotta kneel down.
Yeah, kneel down and look over on top of the fish and look at the difference between them and see if you can see the fat ones. They're much wider than the thin ones, which are males. So the females are definitely in body shape a lot bigger. Can you see the difference in the body shape?
The body shape or the... Woo.
So I'm going to be sorting these tonight. I'm going to put the females in one tank and the males in another.
For them to keep
yeah.
breeding.
While we're here, I mean, we're right next to the microworms. Last week we put together the microworms. Let's see, here we are. Let's just take a look at how they look.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Do they have stink?
I hope they don't stink. Let's find out. Woo. Smell bad?
Ooh.
They don't smell so good, huh?
They smell like... What do they smell like?
I don't know.
They kind of smell like
But you know, already along the side, you see here, these are microworms starting to grow up on the side, I'm pretty sure. Let me see. To really tell, let me...
But I can smell it from here.
Yeah, because this lid, I was supposed to poke holes in it, and I didn't. That was my mistake.
I'm typically getting yelled at for making the reference mic that Jeff Kane just said.
Okay.
Whew.
So you see any worms moving?
Somebody needs to resist that smell. It's horrible.
It's horrible, huh?
Are you used to that?
Yeah.
Usually I just hold my breath.
Yeah. It needs a little bit more time.
Shady.
So this was last week, only 7 days.
Shady Grady says, Mr. Z, the second time that Mike has got you smelling that contains of the microworm. Oh yes, I smell it before.
Yeah.
It's horrifying.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stir it up a little bit.
Ugh.
We need to give it some air. That's what the problem is.
Yeah.
You
Those
know.
it looks like pudding.
Yeah. Well, don't think of it as food. This is
No, I think of it as
it's worms.
rotten food.
Yeah, right. Okay. So we'll poke some holes and get that going.
Yeah.
But it's not too bad over here. in the previous batch, we got microworms here. This is what see. This one has holes. Here. Yeah. Where's the holes?
Oh,
The holes.
I smell the smell.
I know. It's okay. It's not going to
This
kill you.
micro.
Oh yeah, this one. This one's definitely. You can see the worms moving.
Ooh.
They're all
That's
over
not
the
real.
side.
That's.
See, these are all worms.
If you think that I was sick, no, it's just the smell. It's.
See, look at that. That's all worms. So I'm gonna just take that and put it into a.
Ew! I never eat that pudding again.
Hey, you're not eating it. This is
That's what Bunny Vapor said. Ew! I will never eat that pudding again. Do you actually eat it?
No, those are not. It's not pudding. That's.
If you ate it, that would be very disgusting.
Okay, now I just put the microworms into the container, and so now I can feed that to the fish.
I'm trying to get some air here.
You are, huh? Yeah, for some reason the holes
Are blocked off.
they're blocked off. Let me,
I think because
wash
of
it
worm. Get. It looks like rice pudding. It looks like rice
No,
pudding.
it's not rice pudding.
But somebody says it looks like rice pudding, but it doesn't taste like rice pudding.
No, it does not.
1 second, I need
No.
to get some air. This smells good. Finally,
Okay.
fresh air.
Now, what's happened is you just put the bad air into the house, and you'll get the missus all excited. She'll be like, "Ooh, what's that smell?" Okay.
Mr. C, when you get old enough, your nose hair blocked out. Okay, don't. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Okay, so that's the microworm.
Wait,
Now,
it said, Mr. Z, when you get old enough, your nose hairs will block out, and the smell just like FishEZ.
yeah,
So-
you know what though? Sometimes bad smells.
Getting through your hair.
You end up sometimes having some bad smells. Now there can be many causes from a bad smell. The actual microworms that I do is using instant potato mix, and the instant potato mix that I normally get is just plain. What I don't like about my recent experiment is that I had to use the instant potatoes with herbs in it. Well, I figured the herbs wouldn't bother the worms, and they probably don't, but I can smell really a stronger smell with the herbs because that's how they're scenting the potatoes, and so I don't recommend that. What I recommend is just the plain instant potatoes. And what you'll then smell is the tinge of the yeast that we put on the top, if you recall, to get the culture started. But it's true. Sometimes if you smell something really bad in your fish room, the question is, what exactly is the cause? Because in a well-ventilated fish room, there shouldn't be any strong smells. But what are the causes? One is a culture such as that one. That was one example. And another one is it's possible that a fish has jumped out of your tank and you don't know it, and it's behind the aquarium and it's rotting. If it's a big fish, that can happen. And so you have like a dead fish smell. But normally small fish, when they jump out, they just dry up so quick. They're just like little pieces of jerky. You don't really have a strong smell. And the last thing is it could be coming from a filter. Sometimes filters, they have to be carefully monitored because a filter, if it has too much processing, too much poop that it's trying to process, it can produce an odor. So that would be time to change your filter. So that's a good thing. Other smells, if you smell, I have this issue with a couple of tanks over at the grow out house, and the smell is coming from the tank itself. And you smell it and you say, what is going on in this tank? And it turns out that it's likely to be a bacterial bloom in the tank, and also some of the plants maybe rotting. I've had this bad rotting plant smell that has caused some issues on certain tanks. But those are very foul tanks, and it's best to clean them out completely and start fresh to get rid of that bad stuff. So those are things that can cause a strong smell in your fish room. I do notice that certain foods smell different than others, and some have a very strong food. For example, if I were to take your nose, this is fish food. We look at it, smell it, Mr. Zed. What do you
Smells like
think?
coffee.
Smells like coffee, right? This is the Dr. Baslier granules. This is a high protein, and it
Fish.
does have a coffee smell. Yeah, it's not bad. It has a coffee smell, but I've smelled some fish foods that just really raunchy.
I remember when I was little, I used to feed the fishes with the coffee.
Yeah, with that same stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Thank you for your help on that, by the way.
Oh, Red Laser member for 9 months. FishEZ member. Thanks for the education contact.
Oh, you're
Red
welcome.
Laser.
Yeah, yeah. It's for the things we do. Now, I just want to point out this food here is ready to be siphoned out. They've processed it. Now, what is it? These are ancestral plecos, and these babies have been chewing on actual green beans, and they've processed it all. It's time for me to go ahead and siphon that out and put some new, fresh green beans in there. And they grow on that really fast. Of course, it can be rather expensive. I paid a can of green beans, one little small can. It cost $2.20. Now, what I got was the French cut, and those are the best because I don't have to do anything. I just take it out of the can and I put it in there for the plecos. But if you get the green beans with that are just like sliced green beans, but they don't have the lengthwise slit, it's rather difficult for the plecos to get to all the tender green bean on the inside, and so they have a little more difficulty with that. But it's not impossible. So I know that Greg Sage often feeds his green dragon with lots of green beans, and he grows them that way. But it can be very costly to do that. So unfortunately, the vegetable content is important for the diet of the fish, but you got to find a way to get some green beans on the cheap, because $2.20 a can is going to rack up pretty good in a number of months. By the time these get to be sellable size, the green beans are going to be they're going to be costly. So I used the French cut. I went to 2 grocery stores. Neither of them had the French cut. I finally went to a third one, and they did have it. So it's I don't know if it's getting harder to find the French cut green beans, but if you find a store that has it, great. The one that every time I've seen them French cut, they always come in as seasoned. I wish they wouldn't do that, but
Skull Aquatic says, I get my French cut green. I get my French cut green beans at the dollar store, 99 cents.
okay. You know what? I should try that. I gotta find the dollar stores around here. They don't always have canned foods, but some of them do. I will check that out. I'm surprised if the grocery store doesn't have the French cut. Why would the dollar store have the French cut? But that may be something to investigate.
Maybe in Google.
You know, that isn't a bad idea too, to compare prices with how much it would cost to have a case shipped. Being in that they're canned, they'll last for a long time, and you just open one can and use it all up. And my wife surprised me one year. She bought me a big box, and I was like, oh, what a surprise! And guess what it was? It was a whole case of French cut green beans.
And you think you just use it for the fish?
Yeah, I guess. Well, she knew it was a practical gift.
Mm.
A very practical gift. So
If somebody
appreciate it.
here could search up why does the dollar stores have the green beans, but some shops don't, because that'll be
Don't stock them.
a very help, because
Yeah, that
that's
would
a
be.
mystery.
That's a mystery, yes. Let's see, what else can we show? Now, what we're going to do is start a breeding project. I think it's going to happen after I finish this shelf here. These tanks have to be up and running, and then we'll start the process. I'm going to tell you in advance how we're going to breed these barbs. Did anybody ever come up with what kind of barbs they were?
No, but Jeff Kane says FishEZ. Oh, I hate this. I don't like when it disappears. Okay, Jeff Kane says FishEZ. You could always get fresh or frozen green beans, I think, and cut them and cut them and boil them as needed.
Yes, that's true. I have always found that getting the French cut is it's a big time saver.
I think
If you have time to sit there and cut the green beans, then great, but I did it the other day when I got some, and I was cutting them, and wow. So,
Red Laser says, are they clown barbs?
that's a very, very close
Answer.
and the reason why it's close is because you saw the pattern. They had these big wide bars on them, as it were.
Like a regular clown bar.
Now, I have to admit they're in a bucket and they're a little washed out, so it's not very fair. But think of this. Think of a boa constrictor.
Oh.
The pattern on them is a boa constrictor.
That's the snake.
The snake. Same pattern as the snake. So what are they?
Million barbs, Mr. Z. Melon barbs, Mr. Z. Jeff
Melon?
Kane
No.
told me.
Not melon. Not melon barbs, but they have a boa constrictor.
And then he just put question mark at the end.
Yeah, so I think I gave it away. We already gave it away. They're snake.
Yeah. Snake barbs.
Snake skin.
Snake skin.
Snake skin. They have the skin of a snake. So they're snake skin barbs, and they're known also as Puntius, or maybe a different genus now, I forget. But they are rhomboceles. They're also known as rhombus barbs.
Phantom Aquatic says snakeskin barbs are cool.
They are, and they're not so easy to find in some places. Some places carry them, not often in others. These were a little hard to get. These were, if you're on the line with us, Bill, thank you very much. I picked them up from Bill today, and we're going to try to do some breeding. Now, how I'm going to do it is this. I'm going to set up 4 tanks here, and I'm going to have all 4 tanks. In each of the 4 tanks, what we're going to do is we're going to set it up for a little group of about 3 females and 2 males, and we're going to separate the sexes first, and then get the water conditions with tannins placed into the tanks. We're going to set them up like we did any bar breeding, but we're going to lower the TDS. We're going to get the pH to drop as low as possible, and once we get that going in 4 tanks, we're going to actually take this school and we're going to put them into tank number 1, and we'll leave them in tank number 1 for 3 days. Then we'll move them into tank number 2 for 3 days, and tank number 3 for 3 days, and tank number 4 for 3 days. So that's what we're going to do, and hopefully during that process of putting them together and playing musical tanks, we'll have during that period of that's 12 days. So during the period of 10 to 12 days, if they do any breeding, it'll show up in one of the tanks. The reason we move them is so that they have a tendency to breed some eggs, and then they have a tendency to eat the fry, so you can't leave them in too long. but they also don't like immediately start breeding. So that's why. Using live foods will be a great trigger and will especially use and capitalize on the Daphnia. So they'll suddenly get a lot of Daphnia, and this is a trick that a lot of breeders do, and they use the Daphnia trick because the Daphnia appear in the springtime in a lot of lakes and rivers. They start coming out a lot more, not in the wintertime so much, but they will come back in the spring when the sun is out, and so voila, you have Daphnia appearing, and that's when fish are triggered into breeding. So we'll use the Daphnia. We'll see if that can make a difference. So that's the hopes. And anything else? Any questions?
Any questions, anybody? We are waiting for anybody to do a question. It can be long, but it needs to be a perfect question. We'll give you a few minutes, like maybe 2 minutes. So we're gonna wait until like maybe 10 questions we will do.
Oh, 10 questions?
10 questions we will do and answer
Well, if there's
them.
only one question, I'll do that too.
Yeah.
But if there's...
Okay, so let's see. You'll wait for any of them to do a question until like in 2 minutes. You'll wait. Okay. Oh, Carl Work says no questions.
No questions. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's more interesting to see. Questions usually come when we're in the process. So obviously, when we're in the process of doing the breeding, that's when we're going to get some questions, right? Very good.
From me, FishEZ, it's very concerning.
Concerning.
I don't know what he's
Oh. Oh, very concise.
precise.
Okay.
Can you feed angel fries brain shrimps too early?
I found that when they first hatch, they aren't taking the baby brine shrimp on day one. What I do is I use microworms, the ones we just got out of the smelly containers. But I use the microworms for day one. And then on day two, I start introducing the baby brine shrimp. So the first day they're getting lots of little microworms, and then I keep feeding the microworms for about 3 days. But I start day two, start introducing the baby brine. By day 3 or 4, they're on baby brine.
Shady Grady said something that made me funny. How much piggy bank money is Mike paying you, Mr. Z, to be his cameraman?
I can't believe he brought that up. You know, I thought it was
I'll
just a
show you with my
volunteer.
fingers.
Yes, it wasn't discussed.
I'm just his nephew.
Yes, but you know what? You know, Shady Grady does bring up a good point. Maybe you deserve maybe a bucket.
Because my back is cramped.
Is that right?
I've been doing this for 44 minutes.
44 minutes. Well, very good. It's anything else we want to show them?
Hey,
I want to.
don't let him take advantage of you, Mr. Z. Don't talk about that.
You know, I'm sitting here and you're doing the camera. I'm gonna go over here, reach over, and you see this knob?
Yeah.
Watch this. I hear water running. Water starts flowing.
Gotta pay the cameraman.
So what I'm doing is, of course, I'm doing a water change on this tank right here. It's now dropped to the mark. I'm going to turn off. And
I guess one of them really encouraged me to say, hey, knowledge the worth in more than a golden kid.
now I'm going to refill the tank. Everybody watch. I've got the water level down. So I'm just sitting here doing a water change.
Mr. Z, only 2 hours left to go. Oh, I can't handle it anymore.
I don't think so. No.
I'm gonna fall into 5 bones.
What we have here is an instant water change. I have a good number of small catfish in this tank, and I want to make sure that these fish, I want to doubly make sure that these fish are getting good water changes daily. So this is the amount I do every single day. So it only takes a minute or two. So I'm refilling the tank now.
This kid is cracking me up.
Are you just reading that, or are you just saying that?
It's actually
Who said
outside and aquatics.
that?
The best water change are the ones that you get. You don't have. What was it again?
I don't have to carry buckets for it. That's my philosophy.
Here the best water change are the ones that you don't have to go get out of your chair to complete.
Exactly. So I'm just sitting here. It's already half done.
Yeah, the kid needs a raise. I'm the kid.
Okay. Well, we'll have to discuss that later.
Yeah, later in the day we will discuss this.
Maybe off stage.
Off stage.
Yes. Okay.
Exit stage right.
Exit stage right. Now, is anybody old enough to know who said the words
Exit stage.
exit stage right?
If anybody knows, you will get a shout out right now. He'll pay you in the fish.
Here we go. Finished. Turn off the knob and water complete. Water change complete.
You see, you seen it here, folks. Can't deny facts.
Yeah, very true.
Ugh.
Okay, so we looked at the Daphnia. As you can see, there.
Oh, he said Pink Panther. Bunny Vapor said Pink Panther.
No,
Mr. Z,
it wasn't Pink Panther, but you're in the right genre.
Mr. Z demands an increase from 1 cookie to 2 cookies.
If you remember, the Pink Panther never spoke.
He was always the one that's silent, but the troublemaker. Pink Panther just has music.
Exactly. It wasn't Pink Panther, but it was that era. Definitely.
It was in the era of Pink Panther.
When I was a kid. So we're talking
1960s.
70s probably, yeah.
How close?
Yeah, that's 60s, 70s, yeah. Yeah, nobody remembers that. When it was time to go, he would say, exit stage right. And that was when he was trying to get away from trouble.
So who was it?
Who was that? I don't know.
It was a pink cat thought. Keep reading, Mr. Z. Thank you, Shady Grady. I always love to read comments.
Well,
so who was that?
Who was that? That was Snagglepuss.
Oh, who said Snagglepuss?
Oh, somebody said it?
I think so. Oh yeah, it had to be Snagglepuss. They're all right.
Oh,
that was Bunny Vapor. Bunny Vapor.
Oh, really? He knew.
Bunny got it too. Bunny, yep.
Bunny?
Bunny.
Okay. Not Bonnie.
Not Bonnie. It's Bunny.
Okay, Bunny. Bunny got it.
Bunny.
It was Snagglepuss, yeah. Yeah, I remember that from being a kid, you know. It was that expression. I say it all the time here, in fact.
And also, plus he's new to the channel. So he was the one that's new to the channel.
Ah, okay. Well,
Snagglepuss said exits.
He gave away his age.
Hagen Hide details that Snagglepuss says exit stage right even.
Even. Well, yeah, that was it's going back a few years, but Snagglepuss. Well, anyways, enough of.
Hagen said it first.
Oh yeah, somebody said it earlier.
Hagen said it first. Yep.
Wow. Okay. There we go. Give credit where credit is due.
Sounds
like a couple people knew.
Couple people still remember that era.
Hey, that was before you were born, I think.
I watched the TV show.
Oh, you do.
Mr. Z, she gave away her age. For starters, I am a man.
Yes, of course.
So why are you saying she? That Shady Grady. What?
No, it's just your voice. They always called me. My voice has a very high pitch too. That just gives away he wasn't there at the beginning when we introduced you. We better introduce you. Okay. Welcome. Let's say who the cameraman. Here's the cameraman, Mr. Z. Yeah. Well, we say Mr. Z. No, I don't think.
Mr. Z, and I'm not a
Bunny.
girl.
No, they say Bunny is a she. They're talking about Bunny.
No, Mr. Z, she gave it away. She gave her away. If you guys heard me as a high pitch as a girl, I am not.
Bunny Viper is a lady.
I think.
Okay.
I think, but this is
Bunny
me.
Viper.
This is,
Thank you, Bunny Viper, for joining us tonight, and we got that straight.
and thank you for the, and I'll shout out you, Bunny Vapor, for getting the answer and the new from the channel.
Hagen Hill Design, yes. Snagglepuss said, exit stage right, even.
Exit stage right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Oh, look at that. Yep.
what?
Skull Aquatics said Snagglepuss before Hagen Hill Design.
Ooh, so
The first
Snagglepuss.
post was Skull Aquatics.
Snagglepuss, Hagens, and Bunny. You guys are shout out for getting that answer right.
Hagen Hill Design 8. I see he posted before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm scrolling up to see who said it.
Then it was Hagen. So you guys, I'm gonna give shout outs to anybody that got it.
Yeah. Okay, give us the shout out.
Bunny
Viper.
Bunny Viper, Hagen Designs,
Yeah.
and who else?
I think it was Skull Aquatics.
Skull Aquatics. So shout out to you guys.
Yeah, thanks for posting that. You're all right. Snagglepuss said it. So, tell us about your passion. Is it fish? Do you have fish?
I do have some glowfish.
Glowfish? What else do you have?
I have I have just goldfish. Glowfish.
Don't you have a pleco?
Oh yeah, I have a catfish.
Yeah, catfish.
He is this big.
Growing, huh?
He used to be like this.
Yeah.
But he used to be like this, but now he grow like this.
We gotta do something about that. He's growing.
He's gonna grow like this big.
Oh, big, huh? How big is your tank?
About this inch.
Are you sure?
This inch.
I don't think so. That's pretty big.
No, it'll be something like this.
Yeah.
And this, and this, and this.
Well.
And I have baby glowfish and a regular adult glowfish.
Okay.
Last
and
year.
You have the green ones.
The green one, the blue one that was just in the new family of mine, the fish family.
Okay.
And they were in the Petco, and I think a red laser. I remember you in the Petco. I think I told
Pet Expo, yeah.
Expo. I think I told you saw me, or I told you that I got the fish. If I didn't, I got it in Expo. They were selling right beside the FishEZ.
Oh, here's a nice comment from Hagen Hill Design.
What?
This is Katie from Hagen Hill. I just love this feed and his willingness to learn fish keeping. Keep it up, Mr. Z.
Thank you.
Yeah. Top chat. That's really nice.
Thank you, Hagens. When I grow up, I want to be a fisherman, like
Yo, fish keeper?
a fish keeper and a fisherman.
Okay.
Try to
We gotta go fishing this year.
Yup.
Maybe we can catch some dinner. Roll them in.
Roll them in, boys.
Well, it's been a very interesting evening. Let's see. Okay, I'll give the camera back to you.
Thank you.
Now that you had your break, that was a break really. You can move your hands around. Now you don't have to hold the camera. All right, so what do we have on
Hagens
the
Hill
agenda?
even said, "You are very welcome, Mr. Z."
Yeah. You're stealing my show.
Hey, you can't have all the credits.
Okay. Yes, true. You are holding the camera. So there's several things in the works. What we're going to do tonight is in anticipation of a breeding project. We're going to get these adult snakeskin rhombus barbs separated and looking good. There's quite a few in the pail, more than we need for the breeding project, but it's nice to have several to select from.
For some reason, Bunny Vapor says he is a doll. He is a doll.
Well, she's referring to you.
Yes, I know.
Because I know she's not referring to me.
Yes, referring to me. For the next hour, Mr. Z. I'm gonna be an old man after this.
Oh, you think your back's gonna give out, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we've had a fine evening together, checking out some of the new things I brought in. There's just so much work to do, and I want to get the room a little cleared up and sorted. There's just a lot of work to do. I've got to clean these eggs, sort them out, all the bad eggs, and then work at growing out these fry. So everyone, thank you so much for joining. And another
Last comment.
Last comment.
Mr. Z is gonna get Cape Eternal for all the repel moments. Give him a selfie stick or a smart ring. I don't know what in
I
the
don't
world
know
is
those
that.
items. You know, they're all thinking about gifts for you. I don't know. It's what
Because
happened to me.
I've been
I'm the one that's disseminating the information
I
every
mean,
week.
my back is cramped.
Oh,
FYI.
is that why the camera's moving?
You earn a
Everybody's
big
getting
ice cream.
big ice cream, huh?
Ugh,
Okay.
I'm gonna fall.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining tonight. It's going to be only 1 hour, so we can actually give a few minutes so I can get my fish room in order for the next live stream. I think is LR Brett's at 9:30. If he's doing it tonight, if we go over there, I'm going to try to listen in for a little while. And if you pop in over there, please post that you're coming from the FishEZ
Back aching.
channel live stream. It would be so very encouraging to others to know that there's a group of us that meet at 8 o'clock on a Friday.
Somebody said back aching. That was Kiro Weeks. Back aching, hand shaking, his blood sugar is low, ice cream stats. Me.
You know, you're creating a following here, and I think you're going to steal all my subscribers.
I don't even have a YouTube channel.
Okay, yeah.
Yet.
No,
FishEZ.
not public anyway.
FishEZ.
Yeah, thank you so much for all these good things, and it was a pleasure to be with you all. And
The worst
there were
part
no
of
other
this.
questions, right?
The worst part I had is smelling that dirty.
Oh, but you know what?
What?
They can't smell it.
Yeah, because we're doing virtual. I
very
smell it.
small.
I almost wanted to throw up. Oh my god, it was the worst.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing we checked. Oh, and on that note, how do you make small pinholes in a plastic lid like that? The answer is actually quite easy. If you take a needle, or my mother used to always have T-pins because she used to make draperies, but they were a nice thick pin. And you take a needle or a pin and you heat it up. So you heat it up maybe with a lighter, a match, and then once it's really hot, you hold it in such a way you're not going to get burned, of course, and then you just use that hot pin and make the holes so easily. And there'll be very small holes, and that's the good thing because you don't want any flies to get into your
Somebody
batches.
said a hot needle.
Oh, hot needle?
Yeah, hot needle.
Oh, you know, okay. They said what I said, but they said it in 2 words.
Hot neat.
Hot needle. Yeah. That
Okay,
works the
and
best.
and Sunny G says smelly old version.
Yeah.
Smell old version. I use a solder gun.
Solder gun?
A solder gun.
Okay. Oh, okay, that works. A solder gun, something to get the needle hot, right?
Right.
Okay.
Oof.
Well, that's it for tonight. We're gonna have to call it short a little bit, and we'll pick it up again next week at same time, same channel. And
If don't get confused with any other channel,
no,
because
think
they don't
will.
have a kid. There has to be the cameraman.
Cameraman. Okay. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure. I hope those who are watching the replay can make some sense out of it, but they probably will. They'll see it from the beginning and see the cameraman from the beginning, and certainly understand what's going on.
Because that was me in the
How many
beginning.
people do we have online?
We have 29 people and
Whoa,
32
29
likes.
people. That is very nice, very encouraging.
It's been 1 hour since we recorded this.
Okay. So thank you. Any other last comments, Mr. Z?
You guys, any have comments? We will love to read them because I'm mostly the one that reads them.
Of course, I can't see them. You have the camera.
Holy.
Okay.
Should we wrap it up?
Yep, let's wrap it up. And as always, thank you very much for joining, and we will sign off and see you next week.
Current viewers 32, max viewers 39, patients 28, like count 31.
Awesome.
Okay, so I press that X button.
Yeah, you can
Okay,
keep it real.
keep it real and see you in next time on FishEZ. Okay, bye. You sure?